Hi everyone, this is Rihanna from Rihanna Reports, and I'm coming to you today with 3 of my favorite cookbooks. So these are all going to be frugal living cookbooks, ways you can save money for your home and your family. I think that cooking is one of the easiest ways to save money for your home and your family because you're not going out to eat. So instead of spending $10 a meal, $15 a meal, $30 a meal, if you have a large family, $100 a meal at a restaurant, you can spend as little as $5 for an entire family to cook dinner with leftovers sometimes. So you can get a lot of these recipes online, but I like to have a collection of cookbooks in the house for inspiration. So maybe I don't make exactly what's in the cookbook. Sometimes they have ingredients that everybody in the family doesn't like, but I use them for inspiration. There are, however, 3 cookbooks that I use for reference all the time, and I'm going to show them to you now. I'm going to put links down below to where you can purchase them inexpensively on Amazon. I did get one of these at a thrift store, but you can also purchase it very inexpensively on Amazon if your thrift store doesn't have it. That noise in the background is my crazy husky dog taking a nap, and she is uncomfortable, so I think she's moving around. So the first book that I have for you today is the Better Homes and Garden Cookbook. So this is the new cookbook. They have an older ones in the thrift store. This one is a little bit updated, but it's still the same binder format they had way back when that my grandma had that she used all the time. This is my favorite cookbook in the whole world. This is the first cookbook that I ever learned to cook out of when I was a little girl. And this is not the cookbook that my grandma had. I don't know where that cookbook went, so I got my own version. And this one I did get at a thrift store for $2, and it's in incredible shape, so I was so excited about it. But the best part is that it is binder format, so you can, this is just to hold down the pages, but you can add your own recipes in here if you have the binder hole punch, and you can put them in the right color-coded dividers. So all of the recipes are in color-coded divided sections. So there's breads, cakes, beans, rice, candy, everything. The thing that I like about this is this does not assume that you know how to cook. This does not assume that you've been watching Food Network and Rachel Ray all your life. This has the basics. You can make biscuits or bread or poached eggs. It has a canning section. It has tips in each one of them, like a wine glossary. It has tips on how to cook bread. It has all kinds of things, but it has the basic recipes that I use all the time for anything. If you want to make fudge, anything you could possibly think of that's just basic cooking is in here. So I recommend this one a lot to new newlyweds, to new couples, to people moving into their first apartment. I think that you should have this cookbook in your kitchen and ready to go as reference all the time. And then I use it to take off of. So you can look up the recipe for coffee cake and then add your own twist to coffee cake. You can look up the recipe for a dinner casserole or meatloaf and then do your own twist to it. You can look up the basic recipe to muffins, go online and search for different muffin ingredients or different muffin types, and then use the basic measurements in here to add to it later. So this is the best basic cookbook I've ever found. If you have used this one and you love it, comment down below. If you have another basic cookbook that you use instead, I'd love to hear about it. Comment down below also. So the next cookbook that I have is It and Ferment It. And this may seem like a strange cookbook as a basic cookbook, but when I was growing up, my grandma canned everything. My grandpa had a huge garden, and she canned tomatoes, she canned pickles, she canned carrots, and so canning has just been in our family for a long time. And I find it one of the easiest ways, even if you don't have a garden, to save money during the summer and the winter and all year long. So you can take those fresh vegetables at the store when corn on the cob is 4 for 25 cents, can it during the summer, and then during the winter you have it at that 4 for 25-cent price, even though it's way more expensive in the winter than it is in the summer. So this Can It and Ferment It is for small batches. I find this great for beginners. I have a bunch of canning books, and sometimes I can larger batches. I haven't canned in a while, but I can't wait to get back to it with this cookbook. So this has a lot of basic step-by-steps. So it has step-by-step how to do garlic pickles with pictures. It has pickled beets, which if you want something a little bit off. It has watermelon rind pickles. So if you've never canned before, this is the one I highly recommend. The Ball Canning Cookbook has all kinds of basic things that you can get online anyways This one has a lot of small batch recipes, so you can can only a few jars of jelly, only a few things of pickles to start out with, so you don't have 100 jars in your pantry if you don't know if you're going to use them or not. So I'll put the link to this one down below. Again, I think this one is really great for beginners because like this, it has the step-by-step pictures in it, and it has a lot of really cool recipes in it. It's also hardback back, so it lasts longer than some other cookbooks. The last one was hardback also. And my third basic cookbook, this might sound a little strange, but is the Bisquick Cookbook, the Ultimate Bisquick Cookbook. So Bisquick is a brand name, obviously, of baking mix. You can use generic. I usually get Bisquick brand pretty cheap. But it's amazing how many things you can make with Bisquick. And if you have a cookbook like this, you're going to make more than just biscuits and waffles. So you can do things like scones, casseroles, quiches, pretzels, focaccia, biscuit cups. I'm just flipping through here. There's all kinds of things. And if I don't know what to make for the day, sometimes I'll just grab one of these 2 cookbooks and I'll just flip through it. Some of them have pictures, some of them don't, and find something. So oven fried chicken with biscuits. And then I go, okay, maybe I'll make the oven fried chicken, but not the biscuits. It still gives you ideas. So this one is hardback. It has 323 recipes. And if you like fast cooking, if you want something easy, if you're a beginner cook, I highly recommend this one and the Better Homes and Garden one, because this one's going to give you ideas of things you can do with Bisquick, generic or otherwise. And it's also going to give you just ideas for dinner. Like maybe you don't know what to make and you see roast beef pot pie and you go, well, I definitely have roast beef. Or maybe you want to make something else like the chicken veggie casserole, but you don't have chicken, you can go use hamburger or pork or whatever you do have. So the nice thing is these are definitely frugal recipes. They use ingredients that everybody likes. They're family-friendly ingredients, and they're all inexpensive. So if you want to cook inexpensively and you don't have a lot of cookbooks yet, I recommend these 2 to start out with, the Better Homes and Gardens and the Bisquick. And then definitely if you want to try to can, I recommend the Can It and Ferment It as one of your first books that you should have on hand. And then I go back to this all the time, every year, to just try out new recipes or to go back to my old same recipes I liked from the previous year. So that was a little fast. If you have any questions, comment down below. Please go ahead and like and subscribe if you want more recipes, more cooking reviews, anything else that you like, put down in the comments down below. But subscribe and like. Apologize for the dogs in the background, and I will talk to you later. Also, I'll include my link to my Facebook group down below if you want to join our Frugal Living Facebook group. If you want to come back here and watch more videos of me with my dogs barking, please come back and bookmark this channel and come back later. Thank you.